My channel. Today we're doing another dun dun anime review, and today we're doing a review on La Corte do Primo Paseo. Am I pronouncing that right? Basically, it's like a musical theme orchestra anime, so this is very interesting. Sit back and relax, and let's get started. Hino Kahoko, the student is a student whose school is divided into two branches: the Nor branch, in which students wear gray uniforms, and the music branch, in which the students wear white uniforms. The school tradition is a music competition, but it's more common that students from the music branch are chosen to compete. Kanako was surprised one day to encounter a fairy named Lily, solely because she's the only student to see him. She's the only student from the Nora branch to be in the competition. Kokonoko doesn't have any magical knowledge until Lily grants her a magical violin, one that anyone can play if they believe they truly do it. Konoko now must face the trial of the competition, her competitors, and her peers. And let's introduce to some of her peers. Basically, this also has an adaptation, Kiniko no Corda, a side story, Kinino no Corda, Premio Passa, Hichio no Encore, has a sequel called Second Pasco, and a spin-off called Blue Sky. The lead is Tamako Nin, and he also plays a violin. Hinari Kasuki, he plays the cello. Our main heroine, TC correctly must be the conductor, and then Fumino Shikari, and then Shirari Kechi, and Hirakazi, Kazi, my bad. He plays what seems to be the trumpet. Very interesting. This is also based off of a visual novel. It has 25 episodes, premiered October 2nd, 2006, ended March 26th of 2007. Each episode is 24 minutes per episode. It's rated PG-13. It is a comedy, drama, harem, magic, music, romance, school, and shogi, and it's based off of a visual novel, as I stated before. Other than this series itself, the only series I think that somewhat revolved around music that I actually seen was piano. I wouldn't go into the series as I do much for a review for it, because the fact is, when I first seen the series, I didn't know much about it besides the whole fact that I started on a series from the manga based from the actual visual novel itself. It caught my attention because of the musical score, and classical music involved as a major theme in this overall anime that simply sparked my interest. My first impression of the series was that it caught my attention because it was a bit different than many series that I've seen in the past, and I'll admit, by watching the opening sequence, you may consider it's harem, in this case a reverse harem, more main guys than girl anime, which really isn't. Sure, there are several parts that slight fan service, but nothing major at all from the overall aspect of this show. Oh, and I forgot one more character. This character is Yuniko Anna. She's also a supporting character in this series as well. I forgot about her. Sorry, guys. For me, for watching the first episode, I was hooked and had to watch more episodes. I eventually made a fan site in my mind for the series, which is whether it has anything to do with the ending song be called that, I don't know yet. What I didn't like was sometimes the animation was a bit strange and looked awkward. For example, in particular, I didn't notice that one thing until the Meiji, one of the staff members in the series, sent me a picture for episode 4 where Khan's talking to Liv, where his feet are facing the opposite direction where the rest of his body was. That was really weird. Sorry, guys. In some later episodes, many of the character faces just looked weird. Like the lines were drawn thicker than in earlier episodes. It wasn't that big of an issue, but the slight inconsistencies were a bit of a turn off. Overall, the animation was decent, but it wasn't uber vibrant, but not bland either. Well, it depends on the episode sometimes. The color looks a little bit dimmer in some shots, and some of them just look a little brighter than others. Oh, basically they had a game too. And more games based on it. And also, there were other series I mentioned before. These are the other series I mentioned in the anime. So apparently, as the series went by, the animation got a little bit better. But we're focusing on the original. I don't know why it looks a little blurry. I'm trying to find a better picture for you guys. Nope, wrong one. That was the third one in the series and spin-off. There we go. Let's click on that one. There we go, guys. That's a little bit better for y'all. Let's see. Depending on the episode, the colors looked a bit different. Some shots are brighter than others. Kind of funny considering that they look out more vibrant in magazines and such. A definite strong point in the series was the music, though I already didn't have it like. I already had liking for classical music because of this series. I come to like it a whole lot more. That makes me happy and key. I never realized how much music there was for the series. I didn't think that there was even own it all at 2+ gig, and there's still a lot more CDs. With the plot itself, it isn't a complex one, though it did make me wonder if the plot was going to keep my attention long enough. Luckily it did, but the music and the were major bonuses. In general, the series itself became one of the most reverse harm likeness as far as many more main male characters than female ones. It gets a little bit aimed more towards girls rather than guys, but any fan service that even showed up in this series is nothing compared to other series that have major fan service in them. Even though the series was one of my favorite, there were some episodes that were a bit boring towards the end, say around I would say episode 20, as the episodes were a bit boring because the main protagonist was all antsy and such. And when I found out there was a manga version, I noticed some differences, like virtually any adaptation that originated from the manga first. I know that some of the events happened between selections were either excluded altogether, modified, or just were different. And also, since the manga itself hasn't finished the contour from what I looked, they finished the third selection, but nowhere on the fourth and final selection of the series. So the ending of the Concord would be differently probably the manga than the anime. I really hope that the second season, as the series itself originated as a game, then manga, then now anime, and the anime itself opened the possibility for a second season, as it was an ending. There a second game, so it's possible that could happen, but now it's for quite unlikely that the manga isn't done and not enough material for a second season. And if Yu-Gi-Oh! Card doesn't adapt the second game into manga form, it'd be less likely if she did. Overall, the series was good and definitely one of the most series that can be viewed again, and I won't get sick of it. I can't say it's not one of those you'll love or hate series, but first might be slow at first, depending on the viewer. I enjoy watching it, and I do recommend watching it or at least giving it a try, especially if you're a fan like me and you enjoy the more classical music. Sonata, I do admit it is a reverse harem, but it's not that bad. And this is the cute little fairy Lily that she can only sing is her the musical violin. But here are all the characters. When I really thought this was based off a game, I thought the game wasn't that bad. When I looked at it, I did Google it and looked at the gameplay of it. It's really not that bad. So if you enjoy classical music and is a fan of it, I don't care too much for reverse harm, this series could be for you. Just give it a try and don't knock it till you try it. Especially if you love hearing all the musical scores in this anime, you'll think you'll definitely like this. Now I will say this is rated PG-13. Since last I watched this, I would be very careful. There are young children around. If they do tend to watch it with you, that is fine. But still, it is rated PG-13 for a reason. But even though it does have some classical music in it, they could also enjoy the classical music played in the anime itself. I thoroughly enjoyed the series, but I will say there is a big major difference between the anime and the manga, but also the game as well. So if you've seen the games, comment down below which games you have played of this anime series, and also if you have read the manga, what differences have you noticed between the anime and the manga itself. Comment down below. Also comment which one of these characters were your favorite, and let me know if I butcher any of the names. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not used to the Japanese pronunciation, but I will get better. Until then, guys, thank you for tuning in for my anime review of Kiniko Chords Kino Primo Paso. Until then, I'll see you next time for another dun dun anime review. I'll see you next time. Till then, bye, guys.